How's it going, chasers? I hope you're having a kick-ass week. Today we're making Amaretto. Actually, we're making two versions of Amaretto, and then we're going to test those two versions against a commercial example and see what wins. Welcome to Distill It, I'm Jesse, and this is the channel all about chasing the craft of home distillation and making it a legitimate hobby. So I hope that's what you're into, guys. If it is, this is the channel for you. Subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff, and you won't miss anything. Alright guys, there's been a bunch of serious stuff on the channel lately, which has been really cool, but I wanted to drop it back a notch, do something a little bit less pish-posh, I guess, and just make a sugary, delicious drink. Back in the day, I used to love Amaretto, and obviously because we're a home distilling channel, we are going to be making this with home distilled vodka or neutral. But if you're following along at home and you're not allowed to do that where you are, or you just don't do that and you just want to know how to make Amaretto, of course you can just make the same stuff with vodka or Everclear or whatever you can get your hands on. So I spent an insane amount of time scouring the internet for Amaretto recipes. Turns out they're all pretty much exactly the same. Everyone's copying everyone. Either there's no creativity or the stuff just works. I don't know. Recipe number one, we're going to find out how good that is. And then recipe number two, I'm going to add my own little spin on it and see how that shakes out in the end. Once the stuff has had a few days to chill and meld, I'm going to go and buy a commercial example and we'll do a little blind taste test between the three. I haven't tasted Amaretto in years, so I really am going into this kind of blind, guys. Should be fun. So let's get stuck into the first recipe, and the first ingredient you're going to need is 2 cups of vodka. That's what it's called for, so I'm using 2 cups of 40% ABV tomato paste wash. Neutral. Set that aside for the time being and add 1 cup of water into a pot, and to the pot we're also going to add 1 cup of white sugar and half a cup of brown sugar. Bring it up to the boil, give it a good stir until everything's dissolved, and then you can turn the heat off. If you're impatient like me, you can get to work on the essences while you're waiting for the sugar syrup to cool down. And guys, please let this cool down before you add it into your alcohol. But 2 tablespoons of almond essence followed by 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. This really is about the almond essence, guys. And yeah, I know. Apricot pits. We're not doing it that way today. Once the sugar solution has cooled down, mix it in together, give it a good stir, and bottle it. That's it. That's all there is to it. Alright guys, now on to my version. We're using the same amount of the same sugar syrup, but we've got 50% ABV instead of 40% ABV, and we've also macerated for 2 days prior to this 3 half apricots from a tin and 50 grams of sliced almonds. Now to that we're still going to add 2 tablespoons of almond essence and 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, but the vanilla essence is switched out for proper vanilla extract, the stuff with the seeds still in it. Honestly guys, if I could have got proper almond extract or a nicer version of that, I would have used that too. Once the sugar syrup is cool, you can add that in just like we did before. Give it a little stir, and I'm going to let this sit for another 3 days. That's what I'm aiming for. Alright guys, this has had time to sit now. It's been here for a couple of days. And it's actually really good. Because of my personal preference and my personal taste for this sort of thing, I want to push it ever so slightly just away from the cloying sugar, a little bit more. And for that I'm using just literally half a teaspoon of lemon juice. I want it to be invisible. I want you to not know it's there, but I just want to lift it just a little bit, make it a little bit brighter. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere now, guys. I think we're really getting somewhere. I probably would have honestly preferred to use lime, just to push it sort of slightly more in that tropical range. But I don't have lime on me right now. I'm happy with this. So all I need to do is filter this out, obviously. And we're ready for some tasting. Alright guys, this is Chris. He's been my buddy for years. We used to work together. But he is in the middle of building a condenser, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. I hope so.
Yeah. So he needs some good flux and the twink if he wants to make a good job of it. There is a rumor that Chris might be starting a YouTube channel. Tell him to do it, guys, because I need a YouTube buddy. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. What we are here for is for Chris to do a blind taste on these 3 options. You know what they are. He doesn't. Have at it, dude.
Sounds good. All right, let's have a look. Mmm, delicious. What is that smell? Mmm, very nice. Slightly different smell to this one. Not as strong. Not as much sugar. Oh, I feel like I'm getting played though.
It's the same thing 3 times. It's not really, dude. So, like we were talking about in the last video, guys, this is pretty bad practice. I shouldn't be standing here watching him do this because he's probably going to read my body language as much as he is the spirits. And it's not like it's a proper triangle test or anything. It's just literally giving him 3 different things to taste and see what he thinks. So, what do you think of the 3 different things, dude?
So, definitely sweeter, and then probably less alcohol for the first one, and then getting sort of ramped up towards the end. More alcohol sort of burn with the last one.
Interesting.
And the flavours aren't as intense, I guess.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And what would be your preference?
Probably the last one.
You like the last one best?
Yep.
Yep. Interesting. All right, I really want to try this, but now I know exactly what they all look like. So I'm literally going to get my wife to blindfold me afterwards. Nothing kinky, guys, I promise you. But I'm going to see what I think of the 3 different flavors by themselves without being able to see them as well. Cool? All right, wifey's turn. Have at it, my dear. 3 different spirits. Taste them and tell me what you think. There's not much. And no, it's not a trick.
I feel like it's a trick.
It's not a trick.
Am I supposed to write down my notes?
You can write your notes down if you want.
That's really nice. Did you make that?
I'm not telling you anything.
It's hard drinking this one after this one.
I was just going to say, taste them back in the opposite direction now.
Yeah.
Alright, so tell me what you think of this one.
Essency.
Like, I just to remind you, this comes from the lady that told me that it tasted like the fish tank aisle at an aquarium once.
It almost is a little fish tank.
Oh god, here we go again, it's back. And I can't remember, what was the
Now that you say that, it smells a little fish tanky.
Oh god.
It's the floral, it's like the cleaner.
Yeah, the fake floral. So when she says
Can't remember.
when she says fish tanky, she means like cleaning product. That's what she's talking about. She's talking about glass cleaner.
If you were in an aquarium shop.
So this one is essency.
Essency. It tastes fake.
Banana lolly tastes like a fake.
Yeah.
You're right.
It doesn't actually taste like lollies.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It tastes like essences mixed in together.
Yeah. And what do you think of this one?
That's really nice.
It's okay.
I would drink that all day.
Yes, you would. And what do you think of this one?
I like that one too. Definitely should not have drunk that one after this one.
Why?
I really like because this one's quite and it's a bit stronger. It's like more.
The funny thing is her palate and her nose is amazing.
It's the words.
It's the describing.
The words
that's
are the
tough.
problem.
Yeah. So you put us together, and we're pretty good at this.
This one's definitely more almondy than this one.
You're just finding something nice to say, aren't you?
Yeah. This one's just stronger. I don't know why it's better. It's just better. It's really good. But this is really good too. People would drink this and think it's nice, probably, and they wouldn't know any better.
Yeah.
This one, they'd say, oh, this is really good. You made this. They would be impressed. And this one is delicious.
All right, so I obviously know exactly what these look like from looking at them after doing other people. So I am going to attempt to not be able to see them. And wifey's going to hand them to me in a random order, and I'll see what I think. Come on, don't leave me hanging here. Wow, they are actually... Did you just give me the same thing twice or something? I was going to say they're like really similar. You did, didn't you? Yeah, you took that one back. Okay, give me the last one.
I was gonna actually pour them in together, but then I thought that would get
ruin the whole thing. Okay, this is the Disaronno.
It like
Marzipan. 100% marzipan.
yeah. It sticks to the sides. It like dribbles down a little trail. The other
Yeah,
ones
it's
don't do
super
that.
thick. Yeah. I feel ridiculous. For science! God, I need water, man. But yeah, okay, so the...
Is that white stuff water? Is that actually water?
Sure.
It's in a jar.
Alright, so here's the thing, guys. Here's my take on it, and I want to say this while wifey's here so you know that I'm not bullshitting you, because she will call me out on it. This is by far the best spirit here.
Yes.
The Disaronno. 100%.
Yes.
Here's my issue with it. It's almost too sweet.
That's true.
It's cloying, like, it's a dessert. 100% a dessert.
It's for sweet-toothed people.
Yes. After this video turns off, I need to introduce you to Amaretto and Isla whiskey.
Oh, that would be so good.
That's my issue with this, guys, is that it's delicious, but it's 100% a dessert, right? You're not going to sit down and drink a glass of this to quench your thirst.
Maybe with ice. If it
True.
was hot.
True. Yep. My issue with this is, as you say, it just tastes like essence, and I think it's the cheap vanilla essence is the main culprit.
Probably.
Thoughts?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But I think the fact that this has got real apricot and real almond in it helps it out, right? It's not like a single flavor that adds complexity to it.
That's really nice.
And I was going to say, if you had any one of these two without this next to it, it'd be delicious, right?
Exactly.
If you hadn't drunk this for 6 months and then someone gave you this, you'd almost not know the difference.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. Unless it was your favorite drink. All right, thank you, wifey. I thoroughly appreciate the input. And guys, honestly, if you haven't tried the Isla whiskey and Amaretto together, give it a whirl.
Why haven't we done that before?
We're going to do it now. All right, team, so to sum up, this is by far the best of the three spirits. It really is. It may not be exactly how I would want it to be for my own personal taste. That's what I tried to do with the one that I messed with a little bit. But I have to admit that the quality of this is still better. I would rate this as a better spirit, even though I may prefer to drink the one with the apricot and the lemon juice in it, at any given time. I may prefer to drink that or reach for that before I reach for this. This is still a better spirit. The reason I say it's a better spirit, it's just got a deeper... Complex isn't quite the right word for it, but it's more full, it's more extreme. That marzipan-y, apricot-y, almondy flavour is much stronger in this, in both the aroma and the flavour. It is thicker, more luxurious, and of course we could sort of head that way more with more sugar or glycerin, for example, in one of the ones that I made. Once again, I'm not going to do that because that's not my personal preference, but I'm just saying that's sort of the main difference that I taste here. Between the two that I made, it's hands down, in my opinion, the one that I messed with is better. I think the biggest jump in improvement is probably from the cheap vanilla essence to the nice vanilla essence. And if I could have found some really nice almond essence, I think that would have really boosted it even further. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it in the places I was looking. So if you guys get the opportunity to do that, let me know how you get on using it. So I'd like to think that the real apricot, the almonds and the fresh lemon juice all added a brightness to it, a more realness to it, I guess. I think it lifted it. It definitely cut the sugar down a little bit and made it less cloying. Personally, I like that, and I think it makes it more drinkable. But like I said, that's just a preference thing. And obviously, guys, this whole thing is far from experimental. It's much more just sort of rip, tear, and bust. Throw some things together and see what people think of them. If you'd like to see something specific tested on these, fire some ideas out, guys. Maybe someone else in the comments can do it. or I could look at doing it later on. If you've tried making something similar, I'd love to hear from you, team. And as always, the only reason I get to do this is because of the Patreon, so thank you so much to the Patreons. If you're finding value in these videos and you'd like to make sure that we see lots more of them, you can go over to the link here, have a look at the different tiers that are offered and see if one of those are right for you. Essentially, you're contributing directly to the channel, and for that you're getting a few little things back in return. Anyway, team, so thank you to Chris, thank you for Wifey. Every time I taste something with her, it cracks me up, but it's always good fun. So if you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video and you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button down below to get the next one. Keep on chasing the craft, guys. See ya.